Hey, did you know you can go to colinmullen.com in order to get art and art prints? That's why I set up the website, colinmullen.com. So hey everybody, today we're doing this painting, but this is like a sort of art trade commission thing. I'm getting some other stuff done. They have art skills that I don't, and I want them, and they want art from me, so that's what we're doing. This is their dog. His name is Badger. I feel like that's important because, I don't know, it's not just a random dog, it's Badger. You know what I mean? So anyway, to get into today's subject matter, we're going to be talking about, I believe his name is Albert Camus. It's spelled Camus, but it's pronounced Camus because it's French, and French people just like to do something weird with letters at the end there. As opposed to Texans that don't, clearly. Texans drop random letters as well, is the joke. Anyway, my first introduction to him was the phrase, "One must imagine that Sisyphus is happy." And it struck me in a way that I was like, this has to mean something. It's too specific. It's too a thing for it to be stupid nonsense. This has to be a real concept that I'm just not grasping. So then I went and I listened to as much of his stuff that I could, but I couldn't get my hands on that book. So I ended up listening to The Stranger instead, which is a completely different experience, but goes along with the kind of stuff that he's going through and the kind of stuff that he's talking about, which is this sort of absurdist nihilism that, that there are three effectively different options on, how you want to live your life. You either accept life the way it is, you get into religion, or you end yourself, because there are no other reasonable options to understanding what reality is. And so his argument would be obviously to not do either of the more final solutions and go for, just sort of acceptance that this is reality. And he kind of goes into it some in The Stranger, and so I'm going to talk about that a bit. But this whole philosophy has been incredibly healing for me, especially now in these days. And so that's why I'm kind of bringing it to you guys, because it's hard right now for a lot of people, for myself. And so to be able to recontextualize the thoughts in my head in order to make it more healthy is something that I think that we could do here. So I think that what needs to be understood about at least the boulder rolling Sisyphus thing is, when you try and wrap your head around it as the standard way that everyone looks at things nowadays, it doesn't make any sense at all. When you're trying to think about it as things completed, it is just, no, he's completed nothing. He achieves nothing in his life, right? But instead, I believe what Camus is getting at is it's the process of doing the thing that is the more relevant thing here. When you are in a situation where it's you need to be focused on, instead of achievements, but rather what you're going to do. Because realistically, when you put effort in, there's no way of knowing that your effort is actually going to pay off. And in fact, a lot of the time when people try to do things, it does not pay off. It's luck or, skill that eventually gets you to a degree where you can actually start to consistently start making things work out for you when you try and do something. For instance, example, painting. The more paintings you do, the better you get, but you're still going to have those times where it just doesn't work out. So is the thing that you're looking to try and square with yourself the end product or the time spent? Did you do it right leading up to it? Because functionally that will give you the correct end product most of the time, but what needs to be focused on is, rather than the end product, needs to be focused on your mindset going towards that end product. One must imagine that Sisyphus is happy doesn't say that he is happy, doesn't ascribe to him that he is happy, but we have to assume that a guy who is constantly doing the same thing and it has the same result, and yet he's not upset, he's locked in. He's doing his thing. He's boulder pushing. he accepts that part of his reality. He's not trying to escape. He's not trying to pretend that reality is something else. He's pushing that boulder up the hill because that's what he does. And that is what, I guess, makes him happy, because he keeps doing it. It's his punishment. He did win against the gods, but I don't know as if that really comes into, you know, the thoughts for Camus. Like, I don't think that that's where he's going with that. In summation, if you cannot, which you can't, guarantee the actions that you do will have the achievements that you want, instead of latching onto the fact that you will never achieve anything, or that you're possibly not going to achieve something, that you will possibly fail, focus on being in the moment, because the moment is all that we really have. That's the only thing that we really can control, is where we're at currently mentally, is the only thing that we really can have any say of at all. Is like, you can't decide that things will go your way. You can decide how you will react to it and how you will deal with it. And like, I've never understood that, because it feels like you can't, but in comparison to like having, I don't know, everyone decide that you're right on a specific thing is like so much easier. It's so much easier to convince yourself to be in the moment and to do things the way that ought to be done than it is to convince everyone that you're right, that you should convince everyone, or be able to do some huge feat, you know, like whether or not like you're trying to do a marvelous painting or do a giant, I don't know, maybe you're pole vaulting or something. Like, you can't always have things go your way, and so instead the object is then to be okay with the understanding that just nothing matters. And what matters is right now, because you're experiencing right now. You're here right now. And what are you gonna do with right now? I haven't been able to read The Myth of Sisyphus by him yet, and I did read The Stranger. It's a weird book. I will preface that right off the bat. You are gonna, if you read it, you are gonna be like, what did I just read? And I think that we could do book club stuff if you guys want, but that is an interesting book in of itself. But anyway, I need to thank the people on patreon.com/RevScarecrow. I hope this gave you guys something to think about. If it did, let me know. If it didn't, let me know. But anyway, the people at the $5 tier or more get an extra special thank you. But thank you to everyone who's donated. I do mean it. It allows me to actually do this and, like, I don't know, paint and read stories and do all that jazz. So thank you. I really, really appreciate it. But extra special thank you to my mom and dad. I love you. Thank you, Wapfu. Thank you, Toe Poundor. Thank you, Split. Thank you, Spaghetto. Thank you, Sophia Nope. Thank you, Skelecorgi. Thank you, Seraph. Thank you, Reverend Joe. Thank you, Mortis. Thank you, Michael Carr. Thank you, Mario Pereira. Thank you, Lunar Ray. Thank you, Kayla Hollinger. Thank you, Katie Valent. Thank you, Josepher. Thank you, Gabriel Bennett. Thank you, Freak Wannabe. Thank you, Egg. Thank you, Count Cannoli. Thank you, Chiptune Glitch. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, Aguag. And thank you, Ants. I'm having a boy time with my cat. Every now and then he'll come by and cuddle me. And it's like every morning at around like 11-ish he'll come by. And so it's 11-ish, so he's here, and so I can't really shout because it'll spook him. But he's a very good boy. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you learned something, or at least appreciated something of this rant about Camus, especially just, you know, with me doing my best to understand this guy. I like him. Let me know what you think. And yeah, The Stranger's a weird book. I'm giving you that heads up right now. It's about a guy who does not care about anything and about the absurdity of that. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.